This is Michael. Welcome back to Pharaoh Iron and Customs. We went down and spent a little time on the boat yesterday. We didn't spend the night. We're doing some spring cleaning and decided that we couldn't take Maggie with us, and I didn't want to leave her here overnight by herself. So we only went down for the day to do some cleaning. We got some more cleaning to do next weekend. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get over here and we are going to rebuild this A-pillar like I rebuilt the A-pillar on the other side, and that's what I'm going to do today. It's probably going to be A-pillar and B-pillar in this video because I'm not going to I don't want to post this video probably until next Sunday. So I'm going to get on this, kind of show y'all my thought process and what I'm going to do to get this done. Alright, let's get into this. Alright guys, I don't remember how well I documented this when I did the first one, but the way this car is put together, this section right here, this whole section, you can see it's all spot welded. This is all made out of one piece. So what I'm going to do is cut off a section of this and save it. And then I'm going to go to right about there or so and chop that whole piece out and make that piece and put it back in. Alright, then this piece, which is the actual A-pillar of the car, is I don't remember if I don't think I made that section, but it's bent. It has a flange that is bent this way, then it's bent that way, and then it's bent back this way to meet the inside, and it actually attaches on the inside somewhere right about there. So I'm gonna start with that spot weld and work my way. Probably I'm not going to go no further than that one, so that's probably like 2 spot welds, maybe 3. Knock them out, cut this piece out, take and trimmed this off. I'll save this piece to reinstall it. Oh, yeah, that's what I did on the other side. I cleaned it up and reinstalled this piece. I probably need to get at least that high in there, at least even with the hinge, because it's rusted right there. That's the corner. If this filled up with mud, it would have filled up here, and you would have had dirt on the inside of your car here that would have held water. So I'm gonna get cutting this out. Alright guys, I got this piece out. It's, you know, pretty much rotted completely out, so you can see there's an old repair there, and that is, I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but that's brass. So somebody's brazed that repair in there. And that's things you run into in these repairs that were done, you know, I guess before everybody, you know, started using MIG welders and stuff to do repairs. So I'm going to make this in 4 parts. I'm going to make this piece. I cut that a little higher than I wanted to, but I cut it up here. So I'm going to make this piece. I'm going to break it, and then I'm going to take and make that edge over the anvil with the body hammer. I'm going to, matter of fact, I'm going to drag the anvil over so I don't have to keep going over where the anvil's at. I'm going to make this piece right here. I'm going to put a bend in it there, so that's going to be a bend, and we're going to shape this, cut it out, weld it in, and then we'll cut this piece out and we're going to make it, and that'll be a bend here, and weld it along that seam right there. And then of course there'll be the 4th piece, will be this piece that goes in to separate those 2 pieces that's completely rotted out. So alright, we're gonna get on it. Alright, so I got this cut to shape. I'm gonna get over here in the bender. I've made me a couple of marks where the bend needs to be. I'm gonna double check this. I'm gonna get in the bender, bend it, and then we're gonna test fit it on the car. Hey guys, I got this piece here fitting fairly decent. It may need just a little more shaping, but we're about to blast that piece in. I could have made it a little, you can see where I could have made it just a little bigger there, but I think it's going to be okay. I'm not gonna stress over it. So let me get this blasted in. Alright guys, I got that piece put in. I can actually see a hole in it. I got to clean the welds up. I'm gonna do that in a little bit. What I'm gonna do now is I got the next piece made up, cut out and made up. You can see I cut the other side a little high. I wanted to cut it even, but we're good. We got it fitting good. I'm gonna get this piece welded in, lined up, welded in, and then I'm gonna trim that side down to fit the outside and cut the outside. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, I got that piece welded in. It's probably where I'm gonna stop today. That's not gonna be the end of this video, but I got a couple more things I'm gonna try, a couple of tips I picked up off of some other videos on over on Carl's channel on Make It Custom that I want to try, and I need to get my die grinder my mini die grinder is messed up, so I can't get to this piece of metal to finish cutting it out right down here. I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't get in there without taking the door off, and I would usually use my little mini die grinder to cut it with, and the chuck on it's messed up, so I got to pick one of those up. And I want to try some different techniques for grinding these welds down. So I'll be back tomorrow, and with you know, the miracle of video editing, that's going to be right now. Alright guys, it's a new afternoon. We're back at this. I stopped at and picked up this, it's a Dremel brand. It's cordless. I'm kind of a sucker for cordless tools sometimes. I'm not real sure that this is going to get how I need to get it though. I had hoped to be able to get in there, especially without taking the door off, and I can't get all the way across. So let me see, let's cut this out and see where it carries us, and we may have to do something different. Well guys, they weren't kidding about that charge before use. Let me get this thing charged up and we'll try this again. Hey guys, I'm back on this after a few days. I wanted to get a couple of things straight before I got too carried away with cutting the car apart. The latch on this is not pulling up 100% tight unless you really slam the door, and there is a little bit of a gap issue here and a big gap issue at the bottom. So before I get too carried away and making changes that can't be easily unmade, and taking a step back here, I watched Fitzy's latest video last night, and him talking about getting the trunk ready, that seam in the trunk right, and really made me think about doing the right thing and setting this door to where it's gonna line up right before I make any more repairs. So that means the door needs to come off. I've ordered some countersunk bolts this morning, and some countersunk washers. I hope they're gonna work, because these have really big heads on them, because I intended on using Allen screws rather than the Ford screws back in it. So I think when we did the other side, these right here, I should be able to weld a nut to all four of these and get them out easily. These on the other side, down here, it's got a nut on the inside, that's got a nut on the inside. We need to drill those two out. These two have the flat bars, so I think we can weld a nut to these and get these out too. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do just like the other door. I'm going to weld nuts on these four and the two on the outside, and the bottom ones I'm just going to drill out. Alright, let me get that done and we'll come back. Alright guys, that went pretty smooth except for I broke 2 bolts, and that wouldn't have been near as much of a pain in the butt if this wasn't the last bolt I tried to take out and it broke. And the door fell over and hit the edge. So, and you can see right there where when it warped itself down, I don't think I can pick it up on the camera, but it's pulled against the inside section and created a crease. But, you know, it's one of those things we got to fix. Give me a few minutes about these screws. I'm gonna try to show y'all an alternate way to take a broken screw out if it's not too much of a pain in the butt. Alright guys, I got the bolts out and I went and tapped all the threads. Some of the ones on the other side aren't as in good a shape because they were the ones that the bolts got left out of. I think I kind of got off center and screwed this one up. It's actually a piece of flat stock welded inside the panel. That's probably like a 1/4 inch thick. Alright, these are 5/16 24, and these two have nuts. The rest of them are drilled into the panel. So from looking at the door, apparently you have to kind of beat these around to get them into place. There's not really any adjustment to them. So when I get to doing putting the door back on, I'm gonna put some pins in it, and the pins I ordered fit a 68 to 78 Nova, and I think Camaro is what those pins fit. You can't rebuild the pins on the Shoebox because they didn't have any wearable parts to replace. Usually you just buy the whole hinge. There is a video on doing that, and when I do that video, I'll leave a link into the description. Not a video, but a page on the internet where I found that information, and when I get into it, I'll give y'all more information. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up getting this bottom of this door panel done. I mean this A-pillar. I'm gonna finish it out, and then that's probably gonna be it for today. I've got to I got a friend coming over, and his Tacoma's got a water leak, and we got to pull the intake manifold off of it, which is not going to be fun. So let me get this, get these pieces bent up, and we'll get this finished up, and hopefully by then we'll be getting started on his truck, and that's probably going to be, like I said, all I get done today. Alright guys, I got the piece inside made up. I'm about to shoot some paint on it. I've got the outside piece made up. I'm about to weld that in place, and I'll come back. Week down, I did get the this A-pillar finished up. I ended up having to pull the door off, or I didn't have to pull off the door, but it made it easier to get the pillar finished. I did a little more metal repair in this side than I did the other side. Wanted to cut it a little higher up and get some of the rust out. I still got some welds that need grinding. I'm going to work on that some more tomorrow before I get into Wednesday's video. A couple of things. I bought this week with the intention of using it to cut the panel with, and so far as a Dremel tool, it's probably a good Dremel tool. It doesn't have enough power to even come close to cutting this sheet metal without tripping the battery out. Second thing, and that I'm pleasantly surprised with, is these, and they're kind of expensive. I've ordered some off of eBay that are not this brand, but the Hercules brand. I'm pretty happy with those from Harbor Freight. I'm going to try some other brands and see how they work. And I'm using 36 just to grind the weld and 80 to finish up. So that's it for today. It's a hot one, guys. I'm going to have to start putting Maggie in the house so I can open the shop up. But like and subscribe, and I will see y'all on Wednesday.